In Brooklyn, there are more than 2,200 establishments with liquor and wine licenses. Red Hook and Carroll Gardens combined have over 111 bars and restaurants, which represents about 4% of Brooklyn's total. 86% of these locations received their license in the past 10 years, demonstrating the fast-paced growth and change in these neighborhoods. First, we're going to make a stop at Sonny's. Established in 1895, this bar is one of the pioneering legends in Red Hook. We'll talk with Antonio Balzano, known as Sonny. He has spent many of his 81 years in this small neighborhood, Red Hook. Since he's been running the place, he's seen how his bar has gone from being the only game in town to the grand old man of an area packed with bars and restaurants. Let's go check in and see how he's doing. Hey there, handsome.
Hi.
How are you?
Good morning to you. It's
Zephyr.
not morning, it's nighttime, isn't it? It's all over.
Send it.
There you go.
I've heard a story, maybe you know the truth of it, that toasting began because people visiting from different fiefdoms wanted to make sure they weren't being poisoned.
Yeah, I could see that's probably a valid story.
Sounds right.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I'm not going to poison you.
I was watching that. Some of your coffees did fall into mine, by the way.
Okay, good.
You think I didn't see that, huh?
I'm
Do me
sure
a
you see
kindness, will you take this, empty it out, and give me a fresh one?
Yes.
No, I'm teasing. Wait, well, yeah.
So you've been here in different times.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yes.
And you've seen how people drink.
I know because I've seen it myself.
Okay. But when you were a kid here, this was a bar.
Yes.
1945. What was this bar like?
Oh my goodness. Well, in those days, so you had all the shipping on here. You see, this is before they had containers. Mm-hmm. You know, all the ships were loaded and unloaded by hand. Mm-hmm. Crane. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the street, there was a gate that actually went from one side to the other. And you had customs that always there. This was during the Second World War. Mm-hmm. We had thousands of people that walked across the streets in that whole area. Mm-hmm. And when the noontime whistle blew, for folks to come out for lunch, then gates would open up. Mm-hmm. And it really quite strange. And there was a restaurant on every corner. Mm-hmm. Every corner as far as the end of the neighborhood.
In the morning, how is the bar, what did it look like? What did it look like in 1942 or 1950, this bar?
Do you know, it looks exactly the same.
It does.
It never has been changed. And this bar was never really designed. Its function was first, and then design followed. So that's everything. All those bars, the two bars in there, they're the same as they were. The stove is the same stove that was there. My father was a chef here, and he did all the cooking on that stove.
What was your father like?
Oh, you'll love my dad. He was a sweetheart.
Yeah?
My father was Raphael. And when we would come home from school for lunchtime, because we went to visitation, or PS 30, which is down the street a ways. And the visitation was up a little further by the church. So we would come here for lunch, and it was packed. It was, we could hardly get in the door. Okay? But as soon as we would come in, my father would make us a sandwich. You know, so I could still taste that sandwich. You know,
What was it?
It was like roast beef with gravy on it. You know, and he always packed plenty of food on it. And then we'd come in every now and then, and my uncle would be giving us the sandwich with like one slice of. I know, Uncle John, I love you, guy, but continue telling you stories about those little things.
I'd keep you here all night.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying it.
Talking to Sonny, I'm not surprised that his place is still going, standing the test of time, 120 years. This warm, welcoming, and unchanging mainstay has found ways to keep drawing people in. On our way out, looking at this beautiful sunset, I couldn't help myself. I had a question. I really came here to see if you'd be my running mate and we can run for office
yes,
together.
you got it, kid. You got it, absolutely.
So I have to go out to see all the other stars of Brooklyn.